Have you ever had a moment where something didn't go your way and it hurt so bad you thought, God, where were you? Maybe it was a job you really wanted, a relationship you prayed over, or a dream that seemed to slip right through your fingers. It felt like rejection, like disappointment. But what if I told you that no was actually God's protection? What if the thing you lost was never meant to stay because God was making room for something better? Body spiritual truth with relatable examples. See, sometimes we look at a closed door and we cry over it, we stress over it, and we think it's the end of the story. But God is writing a bigger story than we can see. Let me ask you this. Have you ever looked back on something you thought you wanted and said, wow, I'm actually glad that didn't work out? Maybe you were heartbroken when a relationship ended, but later you realized that person wasn't meant to walk into your future. Or maybe you didn't get the job you were so sure was the one, but then another opportunity came that changed your life for the better. That's how God works. He's not just thinking about today, He sees tomorrow, He sees what's ahead, and He knows what's best for you. Biblical foundation. Romans chapter 8 verse 28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." It doesn't say some things, it says all things. Even the disappointments, even the rejections, even the unanswered prayers. God is not in the business of punishing you. He's in the business of preparing you for what's next. Sometimes, the blessing you're praying for doesn't look like what you expect. Sometimes it comes disguised as a delay, or a detour, or even a heartbreak. But later, when the pieces fall into place, you'll say, now I get it. That was the blessing I didn't see coming. Real life parallel, encouragement in the waiting. Let's talk about Joseph in the Bible. In Genesis, Joseph had big dreams literally. God gave him visions of greatness. But before he ever saw the dream come true, he was betrayed by his brothers, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and unfairly thrown into prison. From the outside, it looked like God had abandoned him. But in reality, God was setting the stage. What seemed like setbacks were actually setups. And years later, Joseph became second in command in Egypt, saving an entire nation, including his family, from famine. Joseph said something powerful to his brothers in Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." That's the kind of God we serve. A God who turns pain into purpose. A God who flips the script. A God who uses what was meant to break you to bless you. Uplifting message, speak life. Friend, I don't know what you're going through right now. Maybe you're in the middle of a closed door, a silent season, or a deep disappointment. But I want you to hear this. God is still working. That no may be making room for a bigger yes. That delay may be developing your character. That breakup may be redirecting you towards someone who will love you the way you deserve. That disappointment might just be the setup for a blessing you didn't even pray for, but desperately need. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20 says, "Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine." God isn't just trying to give you what you asked for. He's trying to give you more. More peace, more purpose, more joy, more than you ever imagined. But you have to trust Him in the in-between, in the waiting, in the silence, in the "why did this happen?" moments. Closing, call to action. So here's my encouragement for you today. Don't give up just because you don't understand what God is doing. Don't let today's pain rob you of tomorrow's promise. Don't curse the door that closed. It might just be the gateway to your greatest blessing yet. God is not finished with your story. He's still writing. And the chapter you're stepping into next might just be the blessing you didn't see coming. Type Amen if you receive this. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, what the enemy meant for harm, God is turning for your good.